Hello, everyone. This is Daryl Andrews, Coach D, the virtual motivator, coming to you with a quick video where I promised we're going to do 8 days to overcoming barriers to reinvention and rebranding. I missed yesterday because yesterday was what? Christmas. And chances are many of you are celebrating with your families right now. So the beauty of what we're doing here today is that you could take a look at this at any time. At any time. So we have it here, and some of you may jump on, some of you may not. But since I committed to this and I promised I was going to do it, then I'm going to do it. So uh, what I want to talk about today is the barrier I want to get into. I'm just going to dive right into the barrier. I'm not going to give you any ad-libbing or anything like that. Happy holidays. And it says Facebook user. So again, I don't know who you are when I hear see Facebook user. You may not have signed up and allowed StreamYard to say your name. So you may want to put your name in your comments because for some reason on my system, which is I can't see it. So just want to take a part about them. This is going to be a short one. This is going to be brief because it is the holidays and I don't want to spend too much time doing this. I'm supposed to be spending some family time. So I just want to start by making a statement. If you're a business owner, if you're in a reinvention mode in your career, if you are looking to rebrand yourself, go a new direction, I just want to share something with you. Hey, Dana, how you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for putting your name in there. And Equus is one of my greatest. I'm a big fan of Equus. I do a lot of work with Equus, and thank you all for your ongoing support. So I've always enjoyed working with your company, and thank you for being a part of this. So this is information you can, from a personal perspective, you can benefit from it. If you work with clients like Equus does, this is beneficial. It could be advantageous to them. So you can send them to this video because it will say on this spot, okay? Stay on this spot, all right? Going nowhere. So you can look at it any time. But I'm going to start with a quote. When it comes to reinvention, rebranding, new directions, new goals, new anything you're looking to do next year, all right? Because keep in mind, we're talking about barriers today and for the next several days. The barriers that can stop us from achieving the goals and dreams and the rebranding and the reinvention and resolutions and all the stuff we're looking to do. And here's the quote. And I've shared this 1,000 times, and those who've heard me speak, you've heard it. Those who have not, I'm going to say it again. You have not, you're going to hear it for the first time. And that is, show me your friends and I will show you your future. Show me your friends and I will show you your future. All right. Show me, and I'm home for the holidays, so you may hear noise in the background, but that's okay. I'm going to keep pressing. The people you associate with are often going to determine the outcomes you achieve in life. And so, the thing about relationships and friendships is we have different kinds of friendships we have. We have friendships that are just friends. Like we ain't trying to do anything with them. We're not trying to grow with them in our careers. We're not trying to do anything. We just are friends and we do life together, and that's a good thing. You need those. You need some folks in your life who are just your friends, man. I mean, thick and thin. They don't have any crazy expectations of you. You don't have any crazy expectations of them. You visit their home, they visit your home. They love your kids, you love their kids. That's your friendships. But when you're talking about careers and you're talking about a business building and you're talking about all those relationships are critical there as well. You need some people in your life that's going to do a couple of things. One, push you up. And the other ones are pull you up. All right. So what I'm saying is this, you don't need to always be the big fish in a small pond. All right. Sometimes when you think about relationships, when it comes to your careers and all of that, you want to be a little fish in a big pond. You know what I mean? Other words, you want people, all right, that know a whole lot more than you do. And you still are going to take the time to respect them for the knowledge that they have. A lot of times people find tremendous pleasure in being that person that seems to know it all, have all the insights and all the answers. No, if you're that person and you're the one that seems to, then guess what? You're in the wrong pond, because most successful people on this planet always have people that have elevated to a very high level that are pulling them up. And here's how they're doing it, sometimes by challenging them. I remember years ago, Dr. Miles Monroe. Many of you have heard of him before, and I've had a chance to interact with him many, many times. And I remember my first interaction with him, he said he was very clear. He made it very clear because this man is approached by a lot of people. A lot of people call him their mentor, before we lost him several years ago. But he said mentors that really care about you are going to stretch you. They're not going to smile all the time. They're not going to laugh all the time. They're not going to pat you on the back all the time. Sometimes they're going to push you to the point where you're going to be uncomfortable. And if you don't want that kind of person in your life, then be that big fish in a small pond, and you'll be the big kahuna. You'll be the one that everybody looks at and say, wow, look at that person. And I'm saying this from experience because I got to the point where I was kind of like that. I looked around, I was like, man, it's like everybody's coming to me for stuff. And like, who am I going to? That's it, Vivian. That's right. Who am I going to? Who's the person that I go to for knowledge and insight and wisdom, And so I started surrounding myself with people like that, Vivian, Dr. Monroe, and others. And, being a part of the National Speakers Association, I got to interact with Zig Ziglar and Brian Tracy and all these different people. And the reality of the matter is those people, these individuals started to pull me up. They pulled me up. It wasn't about, I got myself out the equation. I got out the way. And I allowed these individuals to make me a better person. You see? Hey, Aaron, good to have you back on, man. I know it's a different time, but I'm just doing it different times because it's Christmas. On Monday, I'll be back with 10 o'clock with Jay McGowan. But, and we'll share some things there. But the reality of the matter is simply this. This is important. You need people that are going to pull you up. And here's the deal. You got to show respect for these people. I remember one time I went into a meeting with a guy that I wanted to be a mentor of mine. He built up this magnificent company. And, it took me several months to get to meet him for the first time. It wasn't easy because he was a busy man. But he took the time to get to meet me and all. So I'm all young and gung-ho at the time in business. And I'm like, man, I have all these answers. I'm going to go tell this guy how great I am. And so I went into this meeting and I started running my mouth about all these different things that I was going to do. And all I'm going to accomplish. You know what he said in the middle of the meeting? Right while I'm running my big old mouth. He said, good. Well, I'm glad to meet you. You can grab your briefcase and you can leave. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, oh, Lord, what did I just do? And he said, since you already have all the answers, what are you meeting with me for? This man built up a $500 million business. And I'm sitting there telling him about all the great things I'm going to do. And he looked at me and said, you don't need me. You got all your own answers. And that gave me an understanding of a scripture in the Bible where it says when you're sitting before a ruler or a king, all right, basically it's saying, zip your lips. Shut your mouth. I think the Bible says, like, put a knife to your throat. Other words, shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. Come on, Vic. That's what I'm saying. And so when you're building your career, when you're building the things you want to achieve, you're building your business, it's so important to understand when you're sitting with people that know more than you do, people are better connected than you are. People, don't you dare go in there running your mouth. You shut your mouth and ask a whole lot of questions. All right? Whole lot of questions. And so it's just important to understand that, you need those people. All right? You need those people. Now, let me look at the other people too, because again, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. You also need people that's going to push you up. These are people that are there with you. They may not even be at the level that you are as far as what you're accomplishing, but these are people that want it, man. They excited about it. They're trying to go for it. They're putting systems in place and you're running together and they're just pushing you on up and you know what I mean? And you're grabbing them and pulling them up. You need them too. You see what I'm saying? You need them too. Those folks that you're going to grab and say, come on, man, I believe in you. Now that can't be everybody. That's why I try to tell folks all the time that they work with me, man. I tell people all the time, I can't mentor everybody. I just, some people get mad like, man, you busy and you ain't got time. And I'm like, listen, the reality, man, I can't coach everybody. I can't mentor everybody. I can't. But the people that I do, they got my undivided attention at all times. Got me on speed dial. Call me anytime they want to. Because the reality is, I'm climbing the ladder and they're climbing right with me, man. And we are strengthening each other. So let's keep this in perspective when it comes to relationships. You got relationships that you need that's going to pull you up. And you got relationships you're going to pull up. But here's the important part you got to understand about the pull up. You don't want folks that's going to grab you and pull you down. That's a different kind of relationship. All right. Those are the people who just want to take advantage of your good nature and expect, this is radical, but expect you to do everything. You give them the strategies, you give them the insights, you give them, all the different things that they need. And here's the deal. The reality is all they doing is they calling, like people want to call me all the time. So I ain't got time to talk all the time. I'm a father with 4 kids. I'm married 27 years. I got a business with multiple dimensions to it. I just don't have the time to sit on phones with people all the time. Then people get offended. And that's immediately a sign to me. Let's end this right now. Because if you can't respect my time, you see what I'm saying? If you can't respect my time, then the reality of the matter is, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. We don't have anything to talk about. You see? And so the point I'm trying to make here is this, and it's so important for us to keep in mind. I'm about to pull something up here, so bear with me. It's so important to understand that the people you associate with, yeah, that's right. That's it, Stephanie. The people you associate with are going to decide if you're going to go up or if you're going to go down. And you need a balance. Some people think it's just you need to be around all movers and shakers. Well, to be honest with you, anybody that's interested, somebody was asking about connecting with me. That's how you connect with me. That's my website right there, coachdspeaks.com, if you're interested. But, if you have too many powerful people telling you things, who are you going to listen to? Like, do you take this person's advice, take that person's advice, take this person's advice, that person? Like when I was active with the National Speakers Association, there were like 3 or 4 people that I listened to. I'm not as active as I used to be, but when I was, because there were so many great, powerful speakers that I could have been hearing everybody's all this. I said, no, I want to pattern my insights after a few people. One of them was a guy, he passed away. His name was Keith Harrell. And Keith and I used to be on the phone sometimes and talk, and he used to call himself Mr. Super Fantastic and Mr. Mr. Attitude. And attitude is everything. Before he passed, unfortunately, at the age of 54, this dude was one of the most in-demand speakers. But he would tell me all these things I need to do. And so I was listening to him. Now, there were a lot of other powerful people there, but I didn't want to listen to everybody. I needed somebody that can help me craft my career and become, what I've been pursuing and pushing at that time, and in many ways what we kind of accomplished over the years now. But the reality of the matter is I didn't have 25 people, you see. So you need people that's going to pull you up, and you got people that's going to push you up. And then there's some people you're going to pull up. You hear what I'm saying? You're going to pull up. And those people, man, you're going to watch them. That's great leadership there, because now, you're going to watch them grow and watch them develop, and you're going to watch them achieve their goals and achieve their dreams. And then all of a sudden, those people that you've been pulling, man, all of a sudden they boom right there with you. And now what y'all do is become peers. Now y'all rocking and rolling together. Like my man, Pierre Campbell. That's how it was when I met Pierre, pulling him and now Pierre, man, I'm going to him for advice on everything. Tell me about this. Tell me about that, man. Pierre Campbell. If you haven't connected with him, connect with him on LinkedIn. Put his information in here now. This is, a leadership expert. Now he's doing a lot with diversity and inclusion. This is a bad boy. But the reality is now we building off each other. And I've been, mentored and sold into him. And, there's many others I can mention. I'm just mentioning one right now. But the reality is that's what you want. You see, this journey that you're going on, all right, this journey that you're going on is not a journey. You want to take masses. Like you want to, like my work, man, we've been impacted. Probably millions of people have been impacted through speaking and training, consulting, coaching. When you're talking about speaking, because speaking is like, thousands of stages. And, if you put interviews in there, that's like, oh my goodness, that's like incredible what that could include. It could be maybe tens of millions. But the reality of the matter is that as far as your personal space, that's going to be very select and very few. And that's why I say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Now I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you a little tip on something very dangerous. This is going to be hard, very dangerous, but you got to be aware of this. Now, those people that we love dearly, that we grew up with, and family and friends and all that kind of stuff, we love them, and we're going to always love them. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. They're family and friends. But be very careful when you're pursuing something of people who seem to be envious of what you're doing. You got to be careful of that, because those people will pull you down faster than anything, because it takes all this emotional energy that you have trying to, can show these folks that's not how I am. That's not who I am. You got to be able to cut that and move on. I'm not saying cut the person, but cut the connection to that person's not really relating to what you're trying to do, hence are doing negative things to be able to try to pull you down. So what you got to do is still love them, still care about them, but define the relationship. Because typically it's the people that you care most about that have the greatest access to you. And many times these people, if they're not on the same page as far as the pursuit of a dream or a goal, and they can't become supportive of you, then all of a sudden they start to put you in a box because there's a certain expectation that they have of you. And you don't want people to have have something where they're like, they have that kind of power. Then you got to act a certain way just to please an individual or please individuals. It's really amazing. I don't do as many as I used to, but I used to do a lot of campus lectures. As a matter of fact, I may start doing back there because I love working with those college kids. And after my speeches, I do a lot around finding your passion and turning your passion into a career. I'm on these campuses doing all these programs, and the hardest part about doing that is I would have kids walking up to me crying because they would say things like, "How do I tell my mom I don't want to be a doctor? How do I tell my dad I don't want to be an attorney like he was?" And what you find is these kids with all this tremendous potential end up living in a box because of somebody put a demand on them. That's hard. And I tried to coach them to the best of my ability because I don't want to disrupt family dynamics. But the reality is that kid may have been empowered to do something else with their lives. And we don't give them the liberty to be who they are. And sometimes when you're in pursuit of a dream, people don't give you the liberty to be who you are. They want to put you in a box and tell you this is who you are. So I'm doing 8 days of overcoming barriers before the new year. And I want you to understand one barrier is relationships. That could be a major barrier. All right. But if you do it the right way, if you're connecting with people who can pull you up, and if you got people that's pushing you up, but you're also pulling them at the same time, that circle may be small. Maybe 2 or 3 people there. But these are individuals you have chosen to run with. We all call them, say, masterminds in some cases or whatever. Don't have to be all that. It can be. But you just have people that got your back. Yeah. That is like being in a form of bondage. Come on, Vic. That's what I'm saying. It really is. It's like being in a form of bondage when people now they're holding you back, man. I'll say this. I'll call it, come clean with this. Like in my own life, I've had a lot of that in my years, man. People just couldn't believe I've always talked about pursuing my dreams and goals. And Vic K that's on here is another powerful brother. We went to Cheney University together, and we all talked about dreams and goals back then. The good thing going to our school, we didn't have people that hit us with a lot of doubt and disbelief on our campus, because they were just campus friends and fellow ball players and all of that. But if you go back before then, you had other people, friends or family members and all of that, who just put you in a box. And what they'll say is, this is who you are. And anytime you try to do anything outside this box, you become ostracized and you become, talked about, or you think you're better than, and I'm saying this yesterday because there was somebody that was on one of the calls the other day that was saying how that was a struggle for them. I'm just kind of pointing it out because of what they said. How they said, it was Paul from Kenya, where he said he had his family, his kin, that tried to hold him down. And now Paul is a powerful young man in Kenya who I'm mentoring, who's written several books and is really over in a challenge in the nation that has a lot of challenges, but he's fighting through it, using his voice to make a difference. And I'm telling him, man, you know what? You are going to make a difference. That country is going to contend with you. But it was sad. This guy was an orphan. He went through all these different things. He typed some of it up in the chat feature, but it was the people that cared about him the most that were the hardest on him. And so I'm here to say, your life, you know what I mean? We got this thing. I'll say this to get ready to wrap up because this is the holidays. Yeah, there you go. That's just because you can't care, Vic. That's different. Because moms and pops always want you to do something secure. Come on, brother. Go get you a job. Forget all this dream stuff. But no, man. But you know what? You went after your dream, and now the The world has all kinds of people that you supported over the years that we benefit them through music and industry and movies and all kinds of different stuff, man. So, but the reality of the matter is we can't allow people, what I'm talking about is the bondage when people start to say, oh, who you think you are kind of bondage, or, yeah, I remember when you were so and so. And now you think you so and so. What's really interesting is most people that are pursuing dreams and goals don't think they're anything. What they're doing is pursuing. So I'm just saying this, and I don't want to belabor this point, but be careful as you're pursuing in 2021 your dreams. Be careful of the words that go into your ear from people who have access to you. And the reality is, you want to be around people that are going to believe in what you accomplish and not get envious when you accomplish it, that are going to be supportive of you achieving your dreams and goals. I tell you something, I love seeing people achieve their goals, man. I get excited about it. Especially people I get to kind of coach or mentor. You know what I mean? And I've had people over the years who've exceeded and surpassed anything I could do. But the reality is, and that brings joy to a true leader's heart. A true leader wants to see people that have a chance to influence. I remember Miles used to say this before we lost Miles. He always wants to see those he mentor excel beyond him. Now that dude set the bar so high, I don't know how that's possible. I don't think any of us ever surpassed that brother. He was just too powerful, Dr. Miles Monroe. But the reality of the matter is, man, I understand what he was talking about. You know what I mean? How it just brings some pure joy to see, people he've had a chance to influence, accelerate to the next level. So remember, yeah, there you go, Stephanie. And you know what? Oh, so you about to start something else here, Stephanie. If I talk about my sixth grade teacher, Miss Joy Palmer, we'll be here for 5 hours. And the impact that woman had on my life, I'm not going to go there. You started me thinking about that when you said that, why I became a teacher, Stephanie, because that teacher in the sixth grade in Syracuse, New York, during forced busing, a young black boy going into a all white school, how she took me on almost like a son and changed my life. It's amazing what people can do when they care about you, and she and I reconnected. She and I reconnected after decades. We reconnected. And I took my kids to her home to see her. That's how much of an influence she had on my life. So you're right, Stephanie. That's why you become a teacher, because you realize you're pouring into those future leaders, man. And they listen, take it from a person. Like I said, it was 3 decades before I saw my teacher again. They never forget you. They never forget you. You see? And so the reality of this is, remember this quote. Remember this quote. If you don't remember anything I said today, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I've made that quote famous all over this country. People have been stealing it for years, but it's the truth. Show me your friends and I will show you your future. There's no other way around it. The people you hang around are what you're going to become. Like it's interesting. In 2021, I have some goals, and there's some different goals and tech goals and things like that. So my circle has changed, where I know folks have built up tremendous tech companies, and I know people have done certain things. It's like, why? Because I can't, if I'm going to accomplish that goal, I need to be around people like that. And so I've got some friends I just stay in touch with and check in on them and say, hey, just want to stay in touch. And, I've gleaned from them and they glean from them, you know what I mean? And this is just the way it is. And so the reality of the matter is, those relationships that, you nurture over time. You just don't go to people and say, hey, here's just throwing something out there. You go to them and you build those relationships. You see, just like my brother just popped up in here, Johnny McGowan. What's going on, Jay? That's one of my new business partners. You can see we got the podcast in here. That's Jay and I. Jay, I don't know if you caught it, but I've been doing this 8 days. We talked about it the other day, but this 8 days till Christmas, we're looking at overcoming barriers to reinvention and rebranding. And today we're talking about relationships, man. And you and I need to talk because we got something coming up in a few days. But the reality of the matter is matter is, man, we can sit here all day long and say, I have a resolution. I'm going to do this in 2021. And I'm going to try to accomplish this in 2021. And I'm here to tell you, as Coach D, who's been at this for a lot more than some of y'all in here have been born, you're not going to accomplish it if you don't overcome those barriers. Those barriers are going to take you back to what you've always been, because barriers are often ingrained in what I call brain set. We talked about that before. Brain set is not mindset. It's brain set. And remember this, don't forget, I'm going to say this every time I speak. Brain set is when your mind accepts something as normal and starts to be relentlessly defend it. In other words, it doesn't want to let it go. It's accepted as the truth. And it's telling you that, you know what, we've been with this too long. I don't want to let this go. And I talked about those chemical pathways and how our minds shape those chemical pathways, man. And next thing you know, we're doing things and we say, why do we keep going back to this? Why do we keep going back to this? Why I say I'm going to lose weight, then I gain it back in a month? Why did I say I'm going to build this business and then 2 months later, I'm not doing it? Why I say I'm trying to go for this promotion and 2 months later, I'm not even trying? Why? Because your brain is taking you back to what you're comfortable with. You see what Jay and I are doing. You see Jay McGowan, Jay Ski, my man, we're going to be doing with this transformation podcast. We're going to be talking about this stuff. We're going to be talking about, you got ways to overcome this. We're going to be interviewing experts that's going to be dealing with this. This is not just a bunch of, I'm telling you right now, Jay, you may want to type something in there, man. This is not just another podcast. We have a webinar coming up. We ain't listen, we're not just throwing stuff out here. We're going deep into this stuff, because the reality of the matter is this. People, here's the deal. There's so many people out here saying things that aren't experts. They've never taken the time to study in this stuff. They're going strictly on just the hype and the energy. Man, let me tell you something. This ain't got this, man. If hype and energy were the only thing that caused people to succeed, there'd be lots of multimillionaires in this country. Strategy, man. Analysis, overcoming barriers. All these things, this is what it is. What I'm saying is, Jay and I talk about this all the time. It's process. And you know what? And remember I told you about that man that I met with, Mr. Stafford. And I've shared this before as well. There you go, my friend. That's it. We'll teach you on the how, not just the why. Yeah. The podcast is it's already, if you look in the information, Vivian, it's there. You click on the link and go and just sign up. You can download and get on in there. It's right there. It's right there in the information that I got here posted. And if not, maybe Jay can pop it in here, just the link to the podcast. But the reality is, he and I are starting something that's going to transform. I'm going to say this prophetically for those of us that are Christians, that's going to impact millions of people's lives next year. I just believe that, because what we're talking about is what a lot of people aren't talking about. Like with resolutions. Let me tell you my statement about resolutions. Here's where we go. You ready for this? These are the kind of things you're going to hear me repeat over and over again. Over and over again. Don't you dare try to do another resolution. Now it's time for you to get a resolve. Don't try to get another resolution. Try your best to get a resolve. It's the resolve that makes the resolution happen. You see what I'm saying? Come on, Vivian. There it is. There's the J just popped it up in there. It's the resolve. See, we don't make no resolves. What we do is we get this idea in our head and say, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to accomplish this, we want to accomplish that. We ain't making no resolves. Resolves mean I'm getting up at, like, if you're going to work out, I'm getting up at 6, 7 in the morning. I'm going to hit that gym for an hour. I'm going to run that treadmill for half an hour, and I ain't missing a day. Ain't nothing stopping me. See, and then you see that person 2, 3 months down the line. You're like, why you lose all that weight? How you look so good? While folks were sleeping, they were running. Stephanie, you know what I'm talking about, because you into fitness, faith fitness, what you're doing. I mean, come on, you do that every day. Like, my friends see me and they say, man, you still look good, man. You ain't been in college in decades, and look at you. I said, well, first of all, I ain't nowhere near where I want to be, but guess what? I work out every single day. Every day. In my 50s, I'm working out every day. Why? I'm not trying to impress nobody. I just want to be healthy. I just want to be strong. I want to be physical and physically fit. I don't want to get into this, this part of my life and don't have no more energy left. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You see, I got no energy left, man. Come on. I still, I got a lot to get done up in here. You see? And so that's why, Jay, that's right, man, Jay, because that's what we're talking about, man. Forget the resolutions, man. Everybody make a resolution. Nobody ever hits them. Nobody ever hits those things. Nobody ever hits their resolution. Man, people always name one person they hit a resolution. And the reason why, because it feels good to say it. But the resolve means I'm going to every day. Like I got my friend Rachel Revel. She's probably, she's not on right now, but you're going to be hearing from her. And Rachel's going to be working with me next year. I told her, you my coach. And we're going to focus 100% on 100% on efficiency and productivity through via time management. We're going to lay the week out, and she's going to look at all those hours, and we're going to map out the strategy why she's the best at it. And so here's the deal. Some of y'all need to bring her on as your coach, because Rachel, I'm telling you, you can connect with me if you're interested with more, because what you need is somebody to say, man, let's get busy. So I made a resolve. Since next year is going to be one of the greatest years in my business and my work and all the stuff that I do, I need to make sure that all my time is focused. It's intentional. That's a resolve. See, if I was to say I'm going to do it, I just say I'm going to do it, whatever. Get me a little planner, write it in there, and never do anything. But but here's the reality. I'm so serious about it that I'm going to bring my girl Rachel on. We're going to get busy, and I'm helping her with some stuff with marketing. So we're working with each other. See, she's part of that team. You see. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's right. And she's going to be the guest. There you go, Jay. Check her out. If you Monday with the podcast, hop in there and listen to her, because she gets some powerful tips. And so the reality is this. If I just say I'm going to have a great year, we all say that. But now you bring somebody on that's going to coach you, somebody that's going to help you. That's a resolve. That's like with people, with me, man. I get people that call and they want to talk every week and all that. I said, you know what? You might as well get a coaching program. I don't know if I want to do that. No, you just want to talk then. I was like, I got lots of people paying me for this time. You just want to keep talking. No, you're not committed yet. I ain't got the time. But then you see them sitting on the beach in Cabo somewhere and on their Facebook page. Oh, you just spent $5,000 for a beach vacation, but you can't spend some money for coaching. You're not serious. Not serious at all. You see, so the commitment means that if you're going to achieve something, if you're serious about something, you're willing to make a commitment. That's why I said, forget the resolutions. Don't dare one of y'all do a resolution. Not a one, none of you. Focus on a resolve. I'm going to focus on being better time manager of my time. I'm going to focus overcoming procrastination. That's the first one we did a few days ago. We talked about overcoming fear a few days ago. See, all these things, that's what I'm going to focus on. And once I can master that, then I can set goals. Because once you establish a resolution, once you establish a resolution, a resolve, you never have to make another resolution again. Your life will be, listen to this, write this stuff down. I'm giving y'all good stuff today. Your life will become a resolution. Your life will become a resolution. Jay and I that's doing this podcast, we hit each other up in the morning. He at the gym, I'm at the gym. Where you at, Jay, the gym? Where you at, DM, the gym? Because you know what? We realize how important fitness is in this equation that we have, and what we're doing. And so we understand it's body, soul, and mind. It's not just body and soul, it's mind. It's all of, you gotta work on all of it. You see what I'm saying? You gotta work on all of this stuff, but it takes a resolve. So I'm 33 minutes in. I said these things are only gonna be 30 minutes. I'll be back tomorrow. It'll be later because I'm going away with some of my children. And in the evening, we're just gonna hang out, and I'll do another one of these. I'm going to hang out in Virginia and just, spend some time there with my children. But the reality of the matter is this. The matter is this. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Stephanie, put your website up there. I want them to know about what you're doing, sweetheart. Put that up in there, because I think it's important for people to know people that's serious. Because the reason why I'm asking her to do this is because she's been at this for a long time. I don't mind folks popping stuff in when I'm communicating. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the committed. You know what I'm saying, Stephanie? She committed. There you go. Yeah. Pop it on up in there, Stephanie. Put your website up in there. Yep. Or your Instagram page, wherever you direct people. There you go. And the reason why I'm asking her to do this, she ain't just somebody that just made this up like 2 days ago. She's been at this. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And so there you go. There you go, Jay. That's it. Post this. That's it. And I would ask people like what Jay just did. Share this stuff. Jay and I'll be on. Jay, I might want to try to get you on tomorrow too. We'll talk tomorrow during the day. But I'm doing these 8 days. We're going to go all the way up to the new year. All right. Usually it's at 10 in the morning, but because of the holidays. Yep. You see, and I'm saying, we're going to stay with this. And I'm going to tell you something. People who join this movement that he and I are on, and if those of you don't know who Jay is, just look him up. Johnny McGowan made the songs like Come and Ride the Train, Hoot That Is. But most importantly, man, everything this guy has put his mind to, he succeeded in. He succeeded in corporate. He succeeded in the music industry. He was a Grammy award-winning artist, and now he's doing rebranding. And man, I'm telling you something. And we both bring such a wealth of knowledge, to this. So this podcast is going to be powerful. And we're going to have regular guests like Rachel Revel, and one of my power brothers, Pierre Campbell, who's just one of the most, not just motivational, but also in wisdom-driven brothers. He's smart dude, and that's everybody on this team, smart people. We just got some wisdom that's beyond just being motivational, because we get a lot of that. People come out with all the energy, everybody get all hyped up, and then they don't do nothing. This year, say to yourself, I don't want all that. I want strategy. I'll say this before I go. I said this on a few of the shows already. I saw Bill Gates and Warren Buffett speaking to a group of kids at Stanford. Now, if you don't know anything about Stanford, like the top 10 companies in the world were Stanford graduates. And then if you don't look at it, researchers, all these great research to Stanford ain't no joke. But they were sitting in the middle of this forum with like about 1,000 kids in there, and all they were doing was kicking wisdom. And I didn't hear one of those kids get excited. I didn't hear one of those kids say, yes. I didn't hear anything at any of that. They were taking notes. Now, those kids, but that was 10 years ago. They probably gone on and built some of the biggest companies in the world. At some time in your life, you got to calm it down and get focused. There you go. You got to calm it down. And about the hyping all the time. We've been there enough. You know what I mean? Like, I love church. I tell folks all the time. Every Sunday, we just looking for that emotional Sunday thing. And then we go out Monday through Friday and don't do nothing. At some point, you got to realize this isn't life. Life is no joke. This is not a game. And for you to be able to rebrand, reinvent, focus, achieve your dreams and goals, you got to pause. You got to think about these barriers. You got to analyze all these challenges. You got to say, what do I need to do? You need to surround yourself with people that's going to pull you up, people that's going to push you up, and people you're going to pull up. Don't forget that. Remember, people that's going to pull you up, people that's going to push you up, and people you're going to pull up. Say it with me. Push you up, pull you up, and you pull up. And I'm going to tell you something. You'll have a totally different outcome in 2021 if you do what Coach is talking about. Now, I'm not somebody, those you know me, I ain't making this stuff up. I've been at this for well over 2 decades. There's a lot of folks popping stuff up here on the internet, but man, I've been training and working with top corporations, top state agencies. I got several agencies right now that's looking at, doing this thing with our consulting. And it's just, this is not something that's just, we're not flash in the pan. You know what I mean? We're not someone saying we can do X, Y, Z. We've done it, and we're going to share this information. So get ready for 2021. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to that podcast. It's coming out every Monday. We got some powerful guests, and Stephanie, thanks for sharing your information. I want people to know who you are, because I know who you are, and congratulations to you as well. She just got her master's degree. Proud of you for that. That's the beauty of social media, man. You can see the beauty of what people are doing positive. I like when people doing positive things, with their lives. And so I just know she got a master's degree from a great school. And so the reality is that don't just spend your whole life talking about things. You see what I'm saying? Realize how important it is to put action to what you're looking to do. Because if not, this is the deal. You could spend your entire life talking about a dream. Hamill, it's good to see you, man. We got to connect with each other. I'm about to wrap this up, but we can connect, offline on this. But I'm gonna leave you with a quote that I share a lot. I think I'm gonna end all my quotes every time I speak with this quote. Jay, remind me if I forget. But it's by Dr. Miles Monroe, one of my mentors, in his book, Unleashing Your Potential. And this is what he says. He said, the greatest deposits on this planet are not found in the diamond mines, all right, of South Africa or the oil wells of Saudi Arabia. He said the greatest deposits on this planet are found in your local cemetery. In there, you have books that were never written, songs that were never sung, artwork that never made it off the canvas of the mind of the originator. In the graveyard, you have potential that remained potential. My friends, don't you dare let that be your story. Now, unfortunately, we lost him several years ago to a tragic plane crash. Lost his wife, his leadership team. It was the most tragic thing. I was in tears for 2 days. I never cried that much over one person leaving us. But the influence that this man had on my life was amazing. But here's the thing. He left us 80 books, over 3,000 recordings, a ministry and a leadership initiative that's still going on today through his son and daughter. Gone, but not forgotten. Why? Them 87 books didn't stay in his head. Those 3,000 and something speeches and presentations didn't stay in his thoughts. He got them out. And now we get to benefit from them. The question is, what's going to be your legacy? So that's pretty much all I have for today. I went way over my time, but every day, we're going to share some information with you about these barriers, because I'm serious. And Jay and I talked about the other day. I said, Jay, we got to help folks with these barriers, because everybody going to come up and give everybody a bunch of hypo for the year. And then about mid-year, you ain't doing nothing. But we're going to slowly move people through a process that's going to help them overcome some of these challenges. Thank you, Stephanie. I really appreciate that. So reach out to us if you have any questions. There's my website. We also have the Transformation Project on Facebook. We're just starting to build that up. It's not really fully active, but Jay and I are going to be working on that. But look up the Transformation Project. If you want to join our Facebook page, start next week. We're going to do more there. I'm going to even see if we can StreamYard from here to that page. And that's going to be our specific page for the partnership that Jay and I have created. So, Jay, thanks for your help, man. And everybody else, thank you so much. Stephanie, thank you for your contributions. You all just were wonderful. And listen, don't go into this year making a resolution. Go into this year making a resolve. Because, my friends, if you make another resolution and you don't achieve it, there's a name that I call for that. That's insanity. At some point, how you going to keep doing stuff year after year and never going to hit it? That's insanity. You got to say, no, I got to slow down, look at this, why I don't get there, and focus on the why. Like Jay said, I don't get there, instead of just the thrill of possibly getting there. Thank you all so much. I enjoyed your time. Thank you for the hand claps, and enjoy your time with your family. We'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be a little later, though, because I'm going away, and I'll hit you up later in the evening, probably around 7 or 8 o'clock at night, like it is today. Take care. Bye-bye.